If I could live in a tech world where there's no technical problems or tech issues, that would be the day. That will be the fucking day. How we doing? Okay. Enough gibber of the jabber. Hello. Was I gonna like that? No, later. Hi. Hello. Hello, everybody. Yes, we are very early. Usually, well, actually, technically we're late because usually I stream on Twitch at around noon-ish, but, you know, today's Sunday. I figured people would be out doing things. 3 o'clock seems like a good time, and even if they come late, might be streaming by then. Still, I don't know. But anyway, welcome to my mini celebration of 400. I'm going to stop fidgeting with that stupid cube because I'm just going to not talk. To my 400 subscriber milestone. Jazz hands, which is also applause in in ASL. Literally, this is how you show your applause in ASL. It's jazz hands. I love it so much. ASL is so funny. I genuinely think if you need to learn if you want to learn a second language or another language, I highly suggest sign language of any kind, because then you can communicate non-verbally, and it's just a good skill to have. And neurodivergent people talk with their hands anyway. So, new beginnings and trying new things. I wanted to bust into this. I don't know if this is actually a new flavor, but it's new to me because I've never seen this before. It is oh goodness, an apple flavored monster. I ain't never seen that before. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, so if it tastes bad, well then, I'll end stream. Anyway, I'm gonna be right... Hello? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get my sister, because we wanted to try this together. Hopefully I don't spill this everywhere, because that would be very bad. That'd be very funny. Praying on my downfall.
Did you swirl it a little bit?
It's just juice, so I don't...
Oh, it might sink to the bottom or something.
Okay, I'm swirling it a little bit. I'm gonna pour in some.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, folks, that tastes bloody nice.
It tastes like the apple cider stuff we get. The sparkling cider?
Yeah, it literally just tastes like apple cider. You want more?
Yes, please. It's sparkling cider.
Cider, 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 cider.
Anyway.
That doesn't taste half bad, actually. I just gotta remember, as soon as we finish stream, I need to brush my teeth. Because, yes, well, I did survive my 2 encounters with the dentist this week. It just let me know that I have not been doing all that I need to for my teeth. Nothing drastic. It's just something that needs to be done. It's around midnight where you're at. Oh my goodness. Well, then I'll try not to wake the parents. So, I didn't really have anything special planned for the stream. I wasn't gonna do a subathon or nothing. We'll save that for like a bigger milestone when I can like dedicate an entire day to this. But for 400, I think it would be fun to catch up a little bit on my comic, because we're almost done with the last 4 pages that... Yeah, 4 pages. And I wanted to try making a little, you know, those old memes that I saw. So we'll be doing that. Hang on, switch. Switch. And here we go. So it's mostly just going to be business as usual. But in celebration of 400. Now, if we, like, get to a point where my channel is monetized and everything, we'll definitely have more of a crazy celebration. And by crazy, meaning I'll just be sitting here in shock while people just throw bits at me. Which is usually how I respond to compliments. Well, then again, I want to make it a point to where each subscriber milestone that we achieve on this channel, while special, I don't want to like make it a huge deal, because it is a big deal, but it also isn't, because it doesn't matter. Like we all say, the numbers don't matter. It's the people you connect with on a regular basis, the people who show up for every video, the people who leave likes and comment and, you know, come into stream and chat. You know, those are like the real people that matter. The people that engage, like, not only numerically does it matter, the people who are engaging, but it also matters emotionally, because like my motto is connection through creation. So if we can connect with each other via creations, that is worth celebrating. But I also don't want to put too much of an emphasis on the numbers, because no one has a numerical value, in air quotes. I keep gesturing with my hands down here because I like to talk and work at the same time. Because I'm slowly getting better at it. I'm slowly getting better on drawing and talking at the same time. I'm still working on it, guys. Still working on it. A little bit more yellow up here to show the light catching in the leaves. Maybe one day I'll throw a stream where it's like drawing subscribers' OCs or something like that. But that would definitely have to be something set up way farther in advance with more people that consistently show up. I only just got 400 subscribers, and that's because I recently posted a video. Not to say that those subscriptions don't, like, count, because they do. I'm absolutely jazzed. Yes, people still use that term. I am people. Just get it through. But like I said, as long as we are all just having fun. Like I said, I'm still working on trying to draw and talk at the same time. As long as we can build something together. And it be something that I'm proud of. Like, that I can look back on and say, yeah, this is us. We did that. Then no matter what, I'll be happy. You know, I would be happier if I ended up publishing and, you know, having all these milestones and being able to financially support myself independently, you know, all that and more would definitely help, especially in this day and age. But the last few times I've tried to do these types of things with money as the goal, I either never... It either never went anywhere, or I lost interest, or eventually I forgot about the money and just did it for the heck of it. Like, I have a few projects that I started solely because I knew it sold. Like, I know certain things sell. I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I just want some money. And then I ended up really liking the project and haven't published it yet because I don't want to release garbage. Even though this type of trashy stuff does sell. It's like, you know, I don't want, even if it's just an alias or a pseudonym, I don't want this kind of, I don't want garbage to be associated with my name, unless it's the fun type of garbage that we indulge in together. Damn it, that looks good. Alright, continuing. What's that one Charlie Chaplin movie? Was it called The Dictator? I don't remember. It's the one where he's making fun of Hitler. And it's just so freaking funny. There's literally a character in that movie called Herr Garbage. And ever since watching that movie, it's like... Every time I hear the word garbage, I always think of garbage. Herr Garbage. Autism. Gotta add a bit more value variation. when making specifically like nature inspired backgrounds. You can still do that with more mechanical or urban backgrounds, but it's not as like it's not as natural because it's not a natural and an urban environment is not a natural environment. Let's be real. So if you want things to look like they are from nature, you have to use all sorts of little color variations. Just have the urge to pick up a desktop PC, put it in the cars to get into Blender. Finally worked on the new project. Yeah, I saw some of your behind the scenes or like your whips. They look really good. Especially, you know, for a first timer, man. I've looked at Blender for 3 seconds and was like, nah. Nah, not for me. But actually finish this one, you will. I have every faith in you. Don't make me a liar. Okay, we're gonna slightly blur out these edges. Just a little, actually this needs to be darker. That is one benefit to doing the grayscale along with the colors at the same time. Because then, like, this looked fine by itself. But then, like, now, I'm realizing this tree is not quite dark enough in some areas to support the vibrancy of these sunbeams. So that means we just need to go back into the gray. And boost it. Yeah, see, there we go. That's a little bit better. And then, ultimately, inevitably, you need to add a hard light layer. And I think I'm going to do it actually up here. On top. And then you just dink, dink, dink. Yeah, I know this looks like a lot, because it is. And then you just soften it, and then, what's my hard light? 50? Yeah, my hard light's usually at 50. Oh my goodness. In the middle of absolutely nowhere, at the point where the house barely has Wi-Fi and your phone has a good signal. Luckily now everything is steady. Yeah. I get that. Especially where I live. Oh my gosh. We have a saying, basically, around our property. If the sun rises in the east, then the wind is blowing. And when the wind blows, that looks kind of bad. 1780. Wow. I think the oldest house that still lives in America is 1800s. Not 17, but then again. America was not a country before 17... Oh god, this is embarrassing. 1776? Is that when America was born? Well, that was the Declaration of Independence. Just... There we go, that's a little better. At least that's what the booking site said. Yeah. It's still cool, though, even if they're fudging the numbers just a little bit. That's so cool. Okay. Continuing onward. Overlay. Oi. Not screen. Overlay. 69%. Hey, Sketchy. Sketch Scuppy. How you doing? Can you believe it? We've made it to 400. 400 subscribers. Now, a big part of my brain knows most of those are probably just bots and dead accounts and people who subscribed years ago and whatnot. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the dead accounts. I like to pretend. It makes me happy. Here. Have some Monster. It's apple flavored. It tastes just like cider. Here you go. Not too much. I'm gonna make that last all stream. Leave a like if you cringed because of... So when we finish these up, I do have another thing that we can be working on. But when I decided to work on that, I didn't realize when you're not a Twitch affiliate, you're not allowed to have animated emotes, which is irritating because that's the only idea I have for emotes are these two animated things. So maybe it'll be, you know, I'll make it now and then it's like, hey, if you want to actually use these emotes, help me get to affiliate or help me get, you know, YouTube members because so stupid. But I know I get why they put things behind an achievement wall. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Half of the fun of chat is the silly little emotes. And if that's like the only advantage people are getting are like just goofy little things to spam in chat, it's like, okay, is that really worth all the time, effort, and energy it took to become a Twitch affiliate? Or you have YouTube members just to get emotes? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so this area back here needs to be just a little bit darker to push it. Yeah, I know typically you put it's darker or more saturated closer to the camera than it is farther away. But since we got like a sunbeam right here, we have to oldest house in Amsterdam is 14 something, so it might even predates Columbus. You know, that wouldn't surprise me. Actually, technically, the oldest house, the oldest living quarters that still stands in America are, oh god, why can't I remember their names? They're cave dwellings down in New Mexico, I think. And they're still around. They're part of a national park. You can go visit them, which is cool as hell that they're still around. Up 888 views. Nice. Just gotta add bits and bubbles. Why is that so much darker than it is? All right. Good tree. Good tree. We always lock in for the tree. It's been a while since you've been on stream where we didn't yap about Poppy playtime for 40 minutes. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, God, don't get me started. Do not get me started again. Do not get me started again. No, at least not until the next chapter comes out. Then we can yap about it for at least an hour, because I know I hate that game so much. I hated... You got me started. Fuck you. Alright, I'll be quick. I hated Poppy Playtime from chapter 1. I hated everything about it. I just got a bad feeling from it. It wasn't like a, oh, I have a feeling that this is gonna be made by bad people. No, it just, chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime is a one-to-one, almost exact carbon copy of the first chapter of Bendy and the Ink Machine. And I remember what happened with Bendy and the Ink Machine, and I saw how fast and how popular Poppy was getting. I'm like, oh no. Aw, shit. Here we go again. So I clocked it immediately that this was just gonna be just not worth my time. But then chapter 3 came out, and they added so much lore, and I'm like, God dang it, I'm such a lore whore. They got me. And then they introduced Harley Sawyer, and I'm like, God, they got me again! I love an actually evil villain that has a rough, gravelly voice. I mean, is it any wonder why OKKO... The only episodes of OKKO Let's Be Heroes I've seen are the ones with Professor Venomous. I am not lying. I went through his wiki and said Professor Venomous episodes, and just watched every single one of those. I hate him so much. I hate that I love them so much. Which is why Has-Beens kind of got me in a little bit of a chokehold, because as much as I would love to just forget about that show because it's mediocre at best, yeah, there I said it, but oh my god, they throw in little bits of things that I really like, and it's just, god, okay, fine, I'll come back. I'll come crawling. I'm in an abusive relationship. It's just like an abusive relationship that I keep crawling back to. Because they say, I swear I've changed. Like, I know you haven't. Are those chocolate? But don't get it twisted. If someone in real life was doing this shit to me, I would not stand for it. So don't you worry your little heads about me. Started out as a huge Poppy fan, but then when Chapter 3 came, I didn't like it as much, mainly because of half the gameplay was just puzzles, but the lore was great. That's the thing with Poppy that pisses me off. The lore is very interesting. The gameplay is ass in Poppy. The gameplay is absolute garbage. Not fun, really, at all. The characters are vaguely interesting, but the logs and the tapes and the lore of all that is cool. If Poppy Playtime just stayed as analog horror with the theme of toys, I think it would have been, it would be very popular still. And then people would be more and more interested. And then after you flesh out the lore and get your effing story straight, then you can go throw in a game. But even the original creator of Poppy barely had half of an idea. And this is just from my understanding, so if I'm wrong about this, I'm wrong. But from what I've heard, the original creator of Poppy had just a half of an idea for a game, or like just some lore and characters, and Mob Entertainment was like, great, we're making a game out of it, we're making a whole game out of it. And the creator was like, I only have these few notes, and like, we're making a whole game out of it, give us your notes, we're gonna start now, right now, we're gonna hop in right now. And he's okay, well, here's this and here's this, and aw, damn it, here's an idea for this, and I have a character for another show. I have like, Lily Lovebraids, from what I can tell, I could be wrong, was supposed to be a character for a completely different game. Which is why she doesn't feel like she fits into the Poppy aesthetic. Because she's literally not supposed to be there. But then when he left Mob Entertainment and left them his notes, they just went with it. Instead of like fleshing it out a little bit. It's like, and now he can't do anything with those characters because Mob owns it. It's like, oh, so we're a corporation now. Cool. Chapter 4 was, yeah. About having Harley Sawyer be a great villain. The gameplay was actually enjoyable. Yeah. Joey was okay. It just, I don't know. Anytime I see Michael Kovich in a thing, I'm like, great. I don't hate Michael. I honestly don't hate Michael Kovich. I think he's just I genuinely think he's a good person. But it's just, he's in every other fucking thing. It's like when you see a new character and you're like, great, voiced by Steve Bloom. Again, oh my god, Steve Bloom this, Steve Bloom that, Liam O'Brien this, Liam O'Brien that. Nothing against Steve Bloom or Liam O'Brien, they're just fucking everywhere. It's like, there are other voice actors, guys. Please stop. Give the rest of the industry a chance, god damn it. Now, Michael is very talented, don't get me wrong. His performances N and Jax are amazing. He's insanely talented. He's just everywhere. Ah, shit, here we go again. Yep. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go again. Guess which character's gonna be the fandom's uwu soft boy now? Which is like, guess which character the fandom's did a baby to the point of excusing all of their bad and toxic behavior. Because that's what's happening to Jax. I love Jax's character. If he was a real person, I'd fucking hate him. But he's not a real person, so I can love him. He's not even... And here's the thing, Jax isn't even my favorite character. He's not even in my top 5 favorite characters in Amazing Digital Circus. But I like I like what Goose is doing with his character. I love what Gooseworks is doing with Jax, and I do like that. And I don't know, I haven't seen the trailer for episode 9. And I'm probably not going to be able to watch it in theaters, so if you do, fucking no spoilers for the love of God. Who is the favorite character? Oh, Kane. Kane, by a long shot, is my favorite Amazing Digital Circus character. Right after that is Kinger. Alright, thank you. Yes, no spoiler. You know, actually, when the day that movie comes out, I think I might just, you know, not be on that part of the internet. Excuse you? Coffee just dripped on my mouse pad. My mouse pad's covered in so many coffee stains anyway, so it's not even funny. This is why I don't, like, buy nice mouse pads, because I know the second... Damn, it missed the garbage can by a mile, but anyway. I saw, like, on the Iron Lung website, they had a really cool mouse pad, and I was like, God, that looks so cool. I ain't buying it though, because what would I use it for? My mouse pad is a mouse pad and a coaster. And yes, I do have coasters here, but I have like 3 drinks on me at all times. So, and I know it doesn't matter how careful I am, like, and the design of that mouse pad's just gonna rub off anyway. So it's like, what's the point? Gonna avoid the entire internet for 2 weeks. Yeah. I do love the theater experience though, so I am gonna be very, you know, extremely envious of the people that do get to go. Because it's like, y'all get to be in a room surrounded by people that love the same thing you do. And that's just gonna be cool. Which is why, my favorite theater experience... That's why. My favorite theater experience to this day was watching Endgame. Yeah, Avengers Endgame in theaters, because that was such an amazing experience for all of us to just be enjoying that movie together. especially in the scene during Tony's sacrifice. That's on the wrong layer. This theater was dead quiet throughout, from when he sacrificed himself on all the way through, I think, to the end of the film. Definitely between his funeral, like when the movie was really quiet, nobody moved. There was no murmuring, there was no snacking, no wrappers, no popcorn, no drink sipping. At least around where I was sitting, no sneakers moving, nothing. We all just sat there, and it's just dead silence, completely absorbed into what we're watching, with just tears. I had tears just running down my face, and I remember that moment very specifically. It did break my immersion for a moment, because I'm sitting here like, oh my god, no one's making a sound. This is awesome. But it was still just a very good experience. It was amazing. See a funny furry jacked suit walking out of the theater. I can imagine how many memes are gonna come out. It's like, 4 tickets, please. And for what movie? And it shows them all in cosplay. I'm looking forward to all the memes that come out. But I'm also not looking forward for the show to be over. I kind of I'm a little scared. Honestly, I'm a little scared for the ending of the show. But a lot of people, the people that worked on the show and the voice actors have said it is a bittersweet, semi-uplifting ending. And I'm sitting here like, okay. Well, favorite character's already dead, so, like, couldn't possibly get any worse! But given the source material, I'm also really scared. Okay. Let's just hope it's not going to be like the I only heard rumors about what was happening during the Minecraft movie, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking... Why? Why? Why is that a thing? Why are y'all bringing... Not one person who thought that was a good idea. Who done it? I want names and addresses, because y'all need to be on a list. Isaac? Is Isaac, but spelled differently? Hi, hello, and thank you. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, and I can only see your @ so I very much apologize. But we are learning. We are also venting about the theater experience and the amazing digital circus, because I love that show so much. I didn't expect to like that show. Like, when the pilot came out, I remember thinking, this is gonna be something I might check out later, you know, after watching the pilot. And then episode 2 came out, and I was like, you know what, this is fine, it's alright, it's not, like, exactly what I was expecting, but then again, you know, I don't hate it, it's just something I'm not gonna, like, be too invested in. And then, by the time, like, episode 8... No, not 8. My bad. Episode 6. The one where they all get guns. When that episode came out, I saw a clip of Jax's crash out, and I'm like, I need context for this. And then I watched the show, and I'm so glad I did, because episode 3 is my favorite episode. The Mystery of Mildenhall Manor is my favorite Amazing Digital Circus episode. And not only because it's just very well written and funny, oh my god, it is so funny, but it is also just a very heartwarming story. And that scene where Kinger and Pomni are exiting the Hall of the Damned, that still makes me cry to this very day. And my opinion of episode 2 has improved. I love episode 2, especially the bit at Kaufmo's funeral. That was very, very beautiful. And Gummy Goo is, of course, a very fun character. Rest in peace, Gummy Goo. I will say, I feel bad, but when Gummy Goo died in episode 2, I fucking laughed so hard. I was just, ah! Oh my god, oh my god! Wait, what? Oh no! Oh no, I'm... God, that was so funny. Also, episode 3 made me realize how much I love Kane and Kinger. Like, god dang it, I love these idiots. Also, it was when Gaslight District came out. My dumbass needs to actually watch that stupid show. I heard it's very good, that Gaslight District is very good. You know, a different pacing than what people are used to. I also heard Knights of Guinevere is really good. I need to check that out eventually, but I knew, it's like, I didn't want to get myself invested in Knights of Guinevere because, I was already in the middle of Amazing Digital Circus. It's like, I can't add so many obsessions on top of another. So I'll finish, I'll wait until Digital Circus is out, and then I'll watch Knights of Guinevere. But it's like, god dang it, but, you know, view counts is how indie pilots get picked up and whatnot, so if you're like, oh, I'll watch it later, that's kind of not how this industry works anymore. You have to kind of be on top of it so they know to measure metrics. But then I heard Knights of Guinevere did get picked up, and I'm like, okay, good. Now I'll just check out it later, and it's like, hey, it's by the same creator who made The Owl House, so maybe that'll be cool. And my sister likes The Owl House. I've only watched a few episodes of The Owl House, and it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, because I only started watching it for research, because I thought it was about a magical school. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to write a magical school show, so I'll watch that for some research. But then it wasn't that, it was something completely different. But that's part of the lore, and I'm like, okay, that's very interesting. I didn't really care too much about Knights of Guinevere. Oh. Well, you know, bean soup. You don't have to tell me your IRL name, Isaac. In fact, I suggest you don't. Just for your own safety. Bruh. Animation was good, though. Oh yeah, I just saw, like, a few screenshots, and I was like, this is gonna look real good. I might get obsessed with this show. Because, you know, I saw it, and was like, oh no. I might get obsessed with it if I watch it, so I need to be careful. No, that's too bad, that's too bad. There we go. I mean, I really liked Murder Drones when that show was coming out. The aw shit, here we go again. Yep. Murder Drones was so good. Very, very interesting. It was kind of one of those shows where the lore is established backwards. It was just, huh. That is fascinating. I love that. And because every episode was revealing something about the past while moving towards the future. And I'm like, Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch the show like 3 times in order to pick up on all the lore. And I really do like the character designs. The humor was kind of funny. I mean, the first episode was that one made me laugh so hard. And I do really like the character design. It's not usually something I thought I would like. That being, like, I'm not typically a fan of 3D animation, but, you know, I get it. 2D's really hard. As someone who sort of has done a few animatics here and there. Animation is hard. Yep. Well, the things that are worth doing are usually the hardest. Which is why life is also so hard. Because it's worth living. Good gracious. We got panel 1, which looks absolutely gorgeous. We got panel 2, which is slowly looking okay. We got panel, like, down here that's like, and then panel 5 that's just... I haven't been animating much since I've been burnt out, just not motivated. Yeah. I haven't been doing any animation of any kind. Not since, you know, my last animatic. I have a few ideas for the next one, but I'm also like... I should just get on my own ass about not doing the things that I want to do, because I have ideas for for 2 animated TV shows with spin-offs, and I'm not doing any of them, so I'm just like, you know, literally nothing is stopping me from just, you know? What? Alright, what are we thinking about these 2 middle panels? Because this one is kind of smug. Well, this one... Ew. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Cannot be halved. Okay, that's simple. Just... Okay. Do that. This is the hardest part. Well, actually, no. It's not the hardest. Layout is actually... Wait. Is layout harder, or does it just take the longest? Because sketching and layout do take me the longest to do out of these comic pages. But they're technically not hard, I'm just futzy. Oh, that's a missing spot. Alright. Spots. Sorry to tap out so soon. That's okay. I'll catch you on the next stream. Good luck and congrats on the 400. Thank you. Hopefully it only goes up from here. And this one's gonna be a little bit darker on top. A little bit of this. Maybe a little bit of that. Let's just add a little bit of red to this because she is embarrassed. But it's also, like, heated embarrassment. It's defensive embarrassment. So it's going to be a little bit more red with a little bit of pink. I love color coding emotions. And then we get maybe a smudge. No, that's too action lighty, so well. You know, if this, just doing this page is gonna take me this long. We're an hour into stream already. You know what? Fuck it. You know, let's finish all these pages. Because I only have 4 of them, and they shouldn't take too long. Even though I'm taking my time with this one, because, you know, we're chatting, we're having nice talk. We're going back and forth. I'm being futzy. Alright, let's get to the rendering, and then we'll decide if that looks good or not. What are we looking at here, boys? Alright, multiply. That's 65. No, I had it. There we go. Okay, I'm just not so sure about this color. The reason why I just use the green a lot with her, because A, I like green, and B, it matches her eye color, so... Not sure. Alright. Orange, a bit of green here. Same with here. The sunlight is kind of weird, and it has shifted across the few pages, but I can excuse that away by saying time has passed, so the lighting has been shifting with it. We can make that excuse. Alright, I'm gonna make this one just a little lighter. Add some green tones, because the light is coming through the leaves, and I might have to deepen this yellow bit for characters that are that same color or darker, because this yellow doesn't show up on some of my characters, and that's a problem. Because you want the lighting to work consistently with each character. but you also need it to work for each character, so... Right there. That's a little too green, so we're gonna take this, put it up there. No, that's too light. There we go. We will also be coloring the line art, so we gotta keep that in mind. And then... there? Sure. If you want your lighting to look a little bit more natural and, you know, just add a nice little of oomph to your work, add a, like, especially if your shading is a cooler color, add a warm outline. It adds a nice realistic glow to your lighting that normally does happen in real life. We just are so acclimated to real life that we don't really notice exactly how it works. That's my favorite. What's your favorite song? Oh my god, you're asking hard questions right out the gate, ain't you? Off the top of my head, I think my favorite song is Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Or any version of that song is the greatest. Okay, it's just checking stream. But another song I really, really like is I Like It Heavy by Hailstorm. I love that song so much. It's an energy I want to bring to the... It's the exact energy I wish to bring to the function. And that's the thing, I just love music, so if it sounds good, I listen to it. If the lyrics hit, I have it on repeat. I'm gonna make it more blue. I don't know, I feel like... Actually, no. I'm gonna blur this, see how it looks, and then I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. Yeah, I gotta pull this back. I also really like Careless Whisper by Wham, although I prefer the cover by Seether. That one's my favorite version of that song. If you don't know what Careless Whisper is, it's the song with the sexy saxophone that everyone knows. But if you pay attention to the lyrics of that song, they're actually quite beautiful and painful. Beautifully painful. If you talk to any of the regulars here in chat, there have been several times on stream where we have interrupted our regularly scheduled programming just to sing Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Because it's a goated ass song. Alright, I'm gonna add just a little bit more dramatic lighting on Hawkstar here. I also really like Hallelujah. Any version of that song is amazing, so whatever. It's people mostly know it as Broken Hallelujah. I really like No Resolve. No Resolve had a really good cover of it just because I just if it's a rock version or a rock cover, usually I like it. It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, and the baffled king composing hallelujah. 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 Faith was strong, she needed proof. Saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Oops, I forgot to blend this bad one. Seeing you flat on the marble arch, love is not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Okay. Now for the line art, which is at a 20%, 20%. How low is the lag? Okay, so about that. Baby, I've been here before. I know this room, I want these floors. I used to live alone before I knew you. Not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. I'm always kind of worried that whenever I break into song, no matter what the song is, I'm always worried that it's gonna clash with the, you know, built-in background music I have on stream, just so we're not listening to dead silence. Or so none of y'all can hear me sniffling. Sometimes that happens. You're the only one here? That's fine. Sometimes people lurk, sometimes people watch after the fact. I'm okay with that. People are busy, I get it. It used to really upset me when no one would show up for a live stream. But that was back, you know, like, in my noob days, you know, before I, like, fully understood what it means to live stream. And yes, live streaming, the point of live streaming is to, you know, connect with people live. And, you know, so, you know, you can have a direct correspondence back and forth with your audience. But streams are also for people that don't like editing. Which I certainly don't. So here we go. Here's an... What are we at? Hour and 15 minutes? Oh goodness, stop with the hearts! Okay. And a lot of people watch streams, you know, after the fact. I mean, I do. I'm on the wrong layer, that's why that was doing it. Oh my god. Okay. And thank you. I'm told I have a very nice singing voice. I guess. That's not like a humble brag thing. That's me just, like, stating a fact. And people have... That's the same color. Oh my goodness. Have told me that they like my singing voice. And it's like, you know what? It's okay. I'm definitely not professionally trained at all. And there was a long time in my life where my singing voice sounded like garbage. But it's all about control. Your vocal cords and your throat, your lungs and diaphragm. Well, not your lungs, but your diaphragm, which controls your lungs. That's all a muscle. And that's all about control. If you can control your breathing and just control airflow, you can master. Well, not really master. You can at least sound semi-okay when singing. And I also just really like music, so it's a passion of mine. I don't ever want to become a professional singer because I just don't have the time for that. Isaac, I have a feeling that that the latency might not be as low as I want it to be. But anyway. Oh, wait. No. I guess the reason why I never see my voice as anything impressive is because I've spent my entire life with it. Well, okay, now. My voice has changed over the years. That's, you know, puberty. But I don't mean to trauma dump. I used to have a very, very negative view of my voice. Especially my speaking voice. Because I used to think my speaking voice was really annoying. because of just how nasally it is, and it's just not how I want to sound. But, you know, whatever. I'm just a nasally person, and who knows? Maybe if I ever get my nose figured out, maybe I won't be as nasally anymore. I have not saved this entire time, so we are going to save and sip. Everyone drink your water. I know we've been drinking the Monster and the coffee all stream, but bring out your water. You need at least... What's the prop? It's not 2 liters. That's a lot of water. More than what you're normally getting. Drink water right now. Right now. Get your water right now. I'll wait. Get your water. We all sip together. Big sippy. That's the good stuff. It's a broken hallelujah. I also, okay, since you mentioned favorite songs, I should bring up the GOAT of songs. I really fucking love the song Through the Trees by Low Shoulder. That is such a damn good song. That if you want to just cry, that's a really good song. It's from the movie Jennifer's Body. Was it Jennifer? Yeah, it's from the movie Jennifer's Body, which I haven't seen Jennifer's Body, so I can't speak to its quality, but I do know that song is a banger. And it's always made me sad, but it's made me, you know, it's inspired a lot of my writing. So, credit where credit is due. And it's just a lovely song. I find myself humming. I think I've seen Through the Trees more on stream than I have Iris. And I've sung Iris a lot on stream, so that's probably saying something. Let's just cover it all, and then... Bollocks to ya! There you go. I just had some stray pixels in the freaking tail there. It ticked me off. Because I thought I'd had that all cleaned up. Evidently, I didn't. I love slipping into an overtly British accent whenever a minor inconvenience comes up, because it's just funny. You don't really need a reason to do anything, kids. Just do things because they're funny. As long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself. You don't need to jax it. I do everything because it's funny. See. Jax, honey. Who are you actually laughing at? I'm still here breathing now. I'm still here breathing now. I'm still here breathing now. Until I'm set free. We'll go quiet through the trees. Not the biggest fan of this panel, so I'm gonna try something a wee bit different. Yay, we all getting hydrated. One streamer that I still watch, well, when they stream, they had a alert on Twitch that hydrate or dihydrate. It's like, oh god, that's stupid, but I love it. Put that on a sticker, man. I need a hydrate or dihydrate sticker. Like, I like the blue more because it perfectly contrasts the orange and red, and it's cool. It's purple, so it's not the same purple I use for my gloom emotions. It's the purple that's kind of more prideful. So that looks good. I'm just gonna save it, and then, you know, later, tomorrow, I'll look back at the page, and if I like it as is, then I'll save it. What happened? Okay, we're still alive. Thank goodness. What happened? Are we good? We still here? We alive? Okay, it says excellent. Numbers are still moving. Hopefully, that means we haven't died. I think it's just, I saved and it got a little wonky. Alright, on to the next page. This one, I don't mind. It's just a weird sidestep from my usual style, and this one's very, very desaturated, so I think I'm gonna boost it a little bit. Okay, that's why. Are you emo? Because I saw your hands. I'm just wearing a jacket that has the... I'm wearing a Pokemon jacket, so I guess... I mean, I used to be emo. I'm more grunge now. And yes, there is a difference between emo and grunge, scene, and goth. There are big differences between them, and if you don't know what they are, freaking look them up. I mean, literally, it's not that hard. Okay, and this one as well. Hotstar's colors are usually more green, but when she's feeling this kind of emotion, I like adding a bit more blue. And I know blue being a cool color does denote, like, you know, sadness, but she's not sad. She's more proud and warm. I mean, it's not... I should be using warmer colors, but these blues are more friendly. So, in using these type... That was bright. In using these types of greens, as opposed to my usuals, these just feel a little bit more welcoming, more friendly. And this blue in the back is going to be made that color. There we go. And I don't hate this background as... Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. But I'm going to add more to it, because it's just a little too plain. And I don't know, don't worry your little hearts. We're gonna fix this. And then... I really want to. But do I need to? There. Let's... Maybe if I put this at a higher opacity underneath and put this at a lower? Okay, I do like that a little bit more. Since this one's mostly just focused on the parallels, I think we can get away with that. We can get away with this. We can get away with this. You would... Motherfucker. You would be surprised how much you can get away with just a little... finessing. And their line art is definitely gonna have a different lighting level to it. Because it is in the past. Back to the past, Samurai Jack. Am I a fraud for saying that I have yet to see that show in its entirety? I have actually only seen one episode of Samurai Jack in its entirety. I feel like such a fraud because it seems like one of those shows that everyone my age in my generation, like everyone watched Samurai Jack. But I'm sitting there like, I didn't have cable growing up. I didn't know. The only reason I watched that episode of Samurai Jack was because we watched it in class for some reason. Okay, so now we're doing multiply 65. 65. There we go. Hello? Calm down. Since going to the dentist and being more conscious of my teeth and, you know, cleaning them, it's forced me to not snack as much as I used to, which is a good thing, but my body is also adjusting to not having as much food stuffed in its system at all times. Not at all times, but at random intervals. So my mouth is appreciating the change, but my stomach is like, okay, I'm bored. But then my brain is like, but I'm not hungry. And then the stomach is all like, since when are you in charge? It's an adjustment period. Back to the past, Samurai Jack. Is that even the theme song? I don't even know. Bueno. Ba. 65. Is it a Spotify playlist? Because I don't have Spotify, but if it's YouTube, I think I can go look it up. Oh. I couldn't tell if that was a sneeze or an explosion that was coming. Not the map, but the memories of when I had my best friend. I don't know how it ended up here. I don't know, but it's never been so clear. We made a mistake, dear. And I see the broken glass in front of me. I see your shadow hanging over me. And your face I see through the trees. I will find you. I will heal the ruins left inside you. 'Cause I'm still here breathing now. I'm still here breathing now. I'm still here breathing now. Until I'm set free, I'll go quiet through the trees. Goated song. It's one of those songs where in the context of the movie, it's got a much darker meaning. But if you just listen to the lyrics, it has a very... It also has a dark meaning, because, like, he's literally singing about losing a friend. And we don't know what the context is, like, in the original show. Like, did he lose a friend because y'all just grew apart? Or did you lose a friend in, two other means? Now, in the movie, it's two darker forces outside of both the main characters, both the characters control, which is really effing sad. But then it was also the main antagonist, Jennifer, traveling through the trees as a man-eating monster. I haven't seen the movie yet, so who knows? Maybe my interpretation of what I thought the movie was about is completely bogus, and and then I will bring out the ukulele. Love was pouring from your eyes. Okay. I like it. Picasso. Clipping 20% opacity. Oh, it's a Spotify list. Oop. Welp. That's okay. That's the beauty of the internet. Nothing that's exclusive for very long. I gave you food. You quiet down now. Ugh. We might not get to the animation meme thing, which is fine. Because I'd have to start from scratch, and I hate streaming my sketching process because it is just, it takes me 5 years. It takes me 5 ever. That's longer than 4 ever. You cried when you saw the first leaf show, when love was pouring from your eyes. Okay, we are going to save, because that's pretty much all that page needed, because I had finished it on a previous stream on Twitch. And then we got 2 more. How much caffeine does this monster have? 'Cause I ain't feeling nothing yet. Or 160 milligrams. I ain't feeling shit. Oh, that was a big gulp. I almost spat that everywhere. That would have been very, very bad. Okay, those 2 are good. Those 2 are good. Those 2 are good. Okay. Overlay 69. I do not have an Instagram either. I also don't have a Facebook. I don't have a Twitter, because why would you want that stupid thing? I had a Blue Sky a while back, but I didn't really do anything with it. It was just the same as Twitter, but kind of dead, so I left. I do have a DeviantArt. All of my social media links are in the description. So if you're dying to know where else to find me, it's there. In theory, I have a Tumblr, but it's not the most active. Can you not? Man, that'd be super embarrassing. Can y'all hear that? Man, that'd be embarrassing. Oh, excuse me. That is way too bright for what I'm going for. Okay, that's better. Better. But then the darkness of the back end is gonna make you focus on her ass. So you gotta pull it forward. Okay. Okay, I think that bush is good enough by itself. Oh my god. I was working, not really in the yard, but like just outside my window because some of the branches were getting too close. Could cause problems. And they're sand cherries, which means they've got a lot of petals and a lot of pollen. So, ooh, that's finally catching up to me. Oh, that's why that thing is there. There we go. Who's ready to be baptized into a new era of entertainment? Oh, ooh, hello. you start back here. What I should do is make it a little bit darker back here. Because it's more in the shade. And then, because this is the when they're stepping out of the shadows, out of the shadows. See, the thing, I'm not hungry. It's just my intestines being a whiny bitch. Okay, overlay 69. And I took an Allertech this morning, and it's just not kicking in as fast as I'd like it to. Yes, I am double caffeinating. Fight me. I have an addiction. Alright, you need to differentiate between the greens and these trees and bushes. And the background in this panel isn't really important, so it's okay if we don't... if the detail is very minimal. Goodness, the lag. I saw this one post that said the lion does not concern himself with flipping the canvas, and I'm sitting here like, well, the lion should concern himself with flipping the canvas, because that's kind of how you make good art. If you don't flip the canvas every once in a while, it's gonna look like dookie, and you're not gonna know why. Like, check this out. These two faces look so weird. You know why they look so weird? Because I didn't fucking flip the canvas when I was working on them. So now they just look kind of off. But these two and these two look completely fine. Bacon. Might be the mix of the apple and the coffee together, because that's the only thing I can think. I am seeing your messages, Isaac. I think there's a major lag in times between what you're seeing and what I'm seeing. I am seeing your messages, don't you worry. Okay, so this. You're bored, you're bored, bored, bored. No, wait, not overlay. Multiply. 65. Oh, man. Delayed reaction to those allergies. Whew. Okay. Focus up, focus up. I hate kind of getting to this point of any live stream where we're like in the home stretch of any project and I can feel that the home stretch is coming, because then all I do, I don't talk. And I feel bad not talking when I'm live, but at the same time, this can be kind of like a, draw with me moment, and then we all just kind of lock in for a little bit, and that's okay. Like, if I was gaming or whatnot, or like, one of those funny moment gamers, being quiet would be unacceptable. Because, those guys are just constantly gab, 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 gab. Just yap machines. Couldn't be me. Unless you get me interested, unless you get me, talking on something I'm passionate about. Like, earlier, the thing with Poppy Playtime. I was, very invested. This one. Yay, #1 fan. And I think my mom's got you beat by a few years. I wouldn't say she's my #1 fan. Definitely my biggest supporter. That's for sure. I have a few regulars, but they're in like the UK, so 3 a.m. 5 a.m. Never mind. PM. 5 p.m. is like 2 in the morning for them. That's not exact, but you know, it's similar to that. We made a mistake, dear, and I see the broken glass in front of me. Mother... There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Alright. That needs that. There we go. Supernova as the garbage, and you brighter. As much as I have mixed feelings about Has Been Hotel, damn it, their songs are catchy. But someone was there. Go and sip another water, eyes like okay, it's okay if this page doesn't look, you know, doesn't give you their old razzle-dazzle. It's okay. One more page. As long as the final page at least is satisfying to look at, because that's the final page that you're leaving them with, which is why this panel's pissing me off. Until the next time. Okay, no, that's just a shadow. I thought my lipstick had gone crazy. Supernova, their eyes like up. And I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. All I can taste is this moment. All I can breathe is your light. Sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your life. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Guitar solo. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. Such a good song. Anyone who says otherwise can suck a lemon. Ow. I mean, not really ow, it's just I'm used to it hurting all the time, so I guess I reflexively say ow whenever I hiccup. 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 Ah. I'm loving how this is looking. I love trees. I'm so upset I didn't get to stream on last Friday, because last Friday was Arbor Day. It's like, god dang it, man. If I was a little bit better at planning, I would have either pushed back my appointment a little bit, but then again, you know, this procedure needed to be done. Or at least I wanted it done quickly. I was like, darn it. And honestly, I didn't feel as crappy as I did the last appointment, you know, because last time, man, the fallout from that appointment emotionally was, shall we say, devastating. But, you know, last Friday wasn't so bad. I could have gone live. It's just my mouth was only a little bit sore. And I just kind of wanted to process all the information that the dentist told me. And just me realizing, wow, I've been doing that wrong my entire life. That's cool. This panel sucks. This one right here. How do I fix? Wait a minute. There we go. Do I... Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do... I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Okay. Okay. Because I was an idiot, my line art and my panel, my borders, are on the same layer. So... we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Alright, here we go. Okay. Okay. You okay? You know, I don't know. Okay, who's on what layer? Okay, that, them and that, and then... supernova eyes like a... I do feel bad that the entire bottom right of this page is just the back of Lion Stripe's head. But I didn't know how else to format the page. I could have had it all, the entire clan was looking in at them with Hotstar in the corner. I could have done that. But I didn't think of that until just now. So... say la guerre, Napoleon. Guess you can't win them all. If you understand that reference, don't forget to take your multivitamins tonight. You're not as young as you used to be. Your joints need that extra support. No, not overlay. Multiply. God. See what I mean about this yellow color not really working on some of the characters? Like, for Lion Stripe, you can hardly tell the difference between his regular color and where the yellow bits are. So, I think I might need to update this. I mean, y'all can't see it, but I have a ref picture for the colors I use to render, just so like each page and character, even if they're not drawn consistently, if they're at least colored and rendered in a consistent manner, I think, you know, that makes up for it. Brighter, going supernova, her eyes look up at you, brighter. Stupid songs by that stupid TV man. Alright, this one also needs a bit of... Does it? Yeah, that's good. Because it just looks bright immediately since they're coming out from the trees. Computer's a little warm, but we should still be okay for a few. Okay. Brighter, good, super, eyes like up. Okay. 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 I'm going to... Still not thrilled with this top right print. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna be right back. Bathroom break. And then we'll decide what to do from here. Always remember to wash your hands. Did you seriously just disgrace my chat with that message? I have the power to remove that message if I had the so choose. But you know what? I shall refrain. I shall refrain. But no, close. How do you close this? Normally, such an offense would get you timed out, but I'm not... I don't actually care that much. I'm just being a bitch. Come on, MediBang, please don't. Don't crash on me. I still need you, baby. Thank you. Alright, darlings, what are we doing next? We do have the opportunity to do something crazy by continuing to stream, even though it's been, what, almost 2.5 hours. The longest stream I've ever done was 10 hours, and I never want to do that again, because holy heck, was that a lot. We'll come back to those later. I do have these things I can work on. Give me a second. Oh my god. Burn my retinas. I'm not gonna copy, like, I'm not gonna trace this. I'm gonna try and copy it into my own style, at least. Hopefully it looks good. This is the old memes that I was talking about. These two, because I thought they'd be really funny to have eventually as emotes for, like, YouTube members or Twitch, when I'm a Twitch affiliate one day. Since this one's chibi, we might start with this one, because chibi is kind of the hardest for me. This one I think can be traced a little bit. It's like, it kind of is a copy, not really a copy paste thing, but if I try to fit my, like, character's hair in here, it's not gonna look as good. So if I just do, like, a little cat thing with just my colors. Ah, but without my hair, it looks weird. Actually, no, chibi is actually harder for me to wrap my dumb fucking head around. So we're gonna do the little caramel dancing one. Alright. As long as you know where the torso and hips are pointed, you can exaggerate any pose. Oh, 4 and 1 are exactly the same. Okay. That's another song that is so infuriatingly catchy. Two and 5 are exactly the same. Same with 3 and 6. Okay. So the only one that's actually different. Hang on, let me erase this actually. Let's say 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3, 6. And then, okay, 7 is one that's by itself. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh, wow, wow. Got back in the handbag, yours, only yours. Without putting the dance by Lisa hit the ground and then hit it air. I carry my dancing. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Okay, I'm gonna move this down. And then turn that down. Since I actually have cat ears, where the heck am I gonna put them? Since my son... You can't see her. There. Since my Sona... This is me, by the way. Actually does have ears, and they floppy ears with a stupidly long tail, because I can't help myself. Where the balls am I gonna put the ears? I know, like, the tail can swish around, and I think, and, you know, it'll be like... I'll keep the tail low. Lisa hit the ground and then any hair I caramel dancing. I did not think this through. No, okay. Okay. What I'm probably gonna have to do in order to make this an animated GIF for emotes eventually, I'm gonna have to upload this into Fire Alpaca and Onion Skin mode this, because I really want the hair and clothes to be consistent. But like... Okay. I see what you're doing. I'm going to ignore you. If my ears are like this, with the little nyas. 'Cause here's the thing with these little emotes, you gotta go chibi, and chibi, for some reason, does not work up here. I can't chibi. Oh, excuse. No. It's like, the rule of chibi is, like, minimal detail. Like, the marketable plushie rule. And no necks. Oh, God. How the hell am I supposed to do this? Usually, it's la melody. Look, come on, just on the head, cat in the hand, bed, yours, only yours, return to say that. Lisa hit the crowd and hit it there, caramel dancing. Alright, no tangents. No tangents, no tears. What? That's from Game Grumps, right, yeah. What were they even talking about? I know they were doing some stupid shit and it was funny. Okay, for a sketch that doesn't look bad, but for a chibi that's going to be animated, this looks awful. So what I gotta give her a different outfit for the gifts because this jacket, hang on, this jacket thing is gonna be so freaking hard to chibify. How do you chibify the jacket off the shoulders with the tank top straps? Aside from just doing... That's probably what I'll have to do for chibi. Yeah, that'll do. You know, if I was brave, I'd put the tail up here to show that she's happy, because that's how cats show that they're content, a tail up high. I strut right by with my tail in the air. god, if I ever get popular with a cat Sona, I can't wait for all the people to make those stupid fuck-ass memes about me, you know, chasing a laser pointer, or, you know, throwing fish at me, or a ball of yarn, or some stupid shit like that. I mean, I do like fish, but that's not why I chose a cat Sona. Alright? I chose a cat Sona because I'm a lazy turd. And cats are just goofy. I'm gonna have to look at how a bunch of people done this, because I know I've seen people do full animations with this. So I'm wondering if I could somehow get away with it with higher detail. No, because then it's gonna be small. Like, for an emote, it's gonna be, like, that big. I don't know how to make emotes. Okay, we're still live. Should I move my webcam? No, that's the worst place to put it, because I'd just be staring off into the distance. This is honestly probably the best place to put it, but it is covering that. And this covers all my freaking candles, and I like candles. Okay, yeah, that's probably the best place to put that. Never mind. Okay. So I have seen people do this animation with cats, especially with their ship. Like, they had two characters back next to each other doing this stupid ass dance. Which has annoyed the hell out of me, but at the same time, it's so funny. Like, this song isn't even about shipping. Why is this the... Like, if you didn't have an animated GIF of your ship dancing to this song, were they even valid? No, I'm not... no. Belay that. I ain't doing tits on this thing. That's gonna be hard enough to animate. I just had the overly ambitious idea to animate a few of my ships, not my ships, but like my characters that are couples, my OCs, doing this dance together for like part of nostalgia. And I don't think that's a good idea for my sanity, because the first ship I thought of is one of my furry OCs, two of my furry OCs, and I love that they're that couple to death, but one of them's a tiger. And that's gonna be hard as hell to animate with the two of them, especially since they have very specific hair. Maybe if I... Highlight. I gotta woobify. I gotta woobify the kitty. This meme all around the world. Oh wow wow. You're so deep within a melody. So good. Okay, yeah, instead of my actual ears, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to, yeah. You're so deep within a melody. That looks like a tie. How do I make it look like a zipper? Oh, that's how. I have heard this meme all around the world. Oh wow wow. Hands in the air, we will show you how. Caramel will be your guide, be your guide. If I wasn't afraid of copyright strikes, aka being a coward, I'd play that song while I'm animating. Maybe that'll put me into the spirit. I must embody the spirit of the caramel dance. Of caramel dancing to draw this meme. I'm liking this a little bit more. It's more faithful to the original meme. It's just it's not a style that I'm used to drawing in. Like, okay, no, that looks stupid. Alright, there we go. And then what are we thinking here, boys? Are we thinking tail or no tail? keep in mind, this is her tail. So unless I cheapify that and just make it a little thing, which looks dumb. Because like that's the cutoff. So we wouldn't be able to see her full tail anyway. I mean, I can barely fit in her head and ears. I mean, her hair and ears, so... I'm reaching back into the far recesses of my mind, and I think in order to do the tail part of the caramel dance, they just did this. Wait, oh no. Right, that was the tail. Which isn't awful, I just like having a bit of foof to the tip of my tail. And I already got the foof on my ears, so... maybe if I do that instead? This is my first time doing anything like this, so if there are any veterans in the chat that have done this before, sound off. Like, what am I overthinking it? Alright, I'm gonna have to separate these a little bit. There we go. Give them just a little bit more room. Which means moving y'all that away. Moving y'all this away. There we go. Yeah.
Did you want a hot dog? Like Hebrew National?
No thanks. It is 6 o'clock. I did not realize how late it was. That looks awful. Are we still alive? Yes, we are. You and me can sing this melody so common. Okay, since the only thing really changing between these two are the hips, I think... no, the face is different too. Damn! Alright. Down, up. Partially up. Since I'm gonna need room for her elbows, I'm gonna move the tail over. Hands. There we go. Since I'm sort of facing this way, the hair can go. What about my ears? What am I gonna do about my ears like that? Now, oh my god, that looks awful. Hold on. Alright, hold. Hold. Everyone chill. Everyone chill. No need to panic. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I can't. There's a lot to see in this life. There. Okay, if I do that, and then put the hands on top. On top of the hair, that'll at least... Fuck me. Okay, there is that. It does, I mean, doing memes like this does take a little bit of tracing, and you're not the devil for doing that, so don't feel guilty about tracing a little bit. As long as you... God dang. I swear in a previous slice our dog was a Jehovah's Witness, because my goodness, they always hanging on the door. These confounded relatives. Always hanging on the door, never giving me a moment's peace. Mother. Okay, not bad. But what about this tail? Because, like, this hip is facing that way, so the tail is going to be back this way. This one is straight, so the tail could probably just be behind. And the tail will just go weet, 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 back and forth, back and forth. If I finish this, at least the line art, I got 2 more to do. I could open it up in Fire Alpaca and do onion skin mode, and then we'll see them on top of each other. Man, that'd be so funny. I'll have to add Fire Alpaca to the shit. Alright, okay. Wait a minute. Oh, that would be so cute. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me fix this. There we go. And then the wefts flick up. And that'd be so cute. There we go. Actually, I think I can just... copy paste this over. No, 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 no. Okay, dink. 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 No, because these two have to, like, they have to bleed into each other. So maybe if I am struggle bussing with this one, Isaac. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but something's going awry. Alright, that was dumb. Oh, no, 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 no. What's the ears? What's the ears? There we go. There. That is the one rule when it comes to drawing cute kitty characters. Floof. If you forget the floof, to the gulag. And I think this can be the one panel where the tail doesn't appear, because her body's pivoted more forward, so it wouldn't really appear naturally. Alright. We're going to save, and then I'm going to try something real quick, and hopefully nothing crashes or breaks. Alright, we are still here. Okay, fire alpaca. Ah! Flashbang. Alright, we're gonna do new, and we're going to do 2000 by 2000. Y'all can't see it yet, so one moment. Okay. One. Oh, shit. You guys can't see it yet. Just bear with me for a second. Just for 1 second. Okay, this is 1 and 4. Hang on, let's line them up. 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6, and then just plain stuff. 2, 5. Oh, but these are flipped. And then flip. And then 7. Okay. Yeah. Okay, add window capture 2, and make this fire alpaca. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay. I know it looks like an eldritch abomination right now. Hang on. And then we go to View, Onion Skin Mode. Oh, and then we delete that. And then y'all can't even see that. Oh, sorry. Delete that. Brain patch. Ugh. Just display capture. Ah! What's going on? No! No! Stop freezing! Oh, shit. Alright, okay. That was more trouble than it needed to be. Let's see, what's... I think 8 frames is cuter. My god. Okay, I need to fix the wobbling. But other than that, I think this looks really cute. The tail needs to be a bit more solid. But the hands and the ears are really freaking cute. That hand is jumping a lot, I'm noticing. Right there. I can't make it really, I can't really make it any better. Well, I can. I didn't draw a tail on that one, that's why. I think what I'm gonna do is just do that for this frame. There we go. That is how. You get all of your layers to glow up the same size without losing your mind. Alright. Let's try that again. It's still really bouncy. Like, the tail is not consistent. I think what I'm gonna have to do is just copy-paste the same tail. The hand is still jumping. Well, that's because the arms aren't very, consistent. I like the ear flick, though. That's really cute. Because the tail is just driving me insane. Now let me fix this tail situation. Except 7, that one can still not have a tail. Dang it. Where's the... not the edge pen. Where's the G pen? Oh, this one's just called Fluffy. Okay. That's really cool, Isaac. I am happy for you. I'm gonna die. Hang on, huh? We'll celebrate in a second. I'm gonna jump off a cliff. I just... what is going on here? Does the... no, 1 and 4 stay exactly the same. Except instead of that... Alright, I'm gonna trash, and then trash, so that I can just... Okay, we'll see how that looks. Hang on, if I, since these two have their ears flicked up, and these two have them down, if I do one, like, if I do these frames with the tail flipped around, or maybe these ones with, like, the tail up, hang on. No. Damn. Shucks. At least... Wait, are we certain that these two are exactly the same? Yeah, only these ones are reversed. Hmm. Yeah, that dance looks right. You and me, let's sing this melody. So come on, don't they have to get back on you? All right. We'll have a little bit more of the, there we go. Blick. That was probably the easier way to do it. Just... Hello? What are you doing in here? Come here, Bucky. Come here. Oh my goodness, you're so dusty. Come here. Come here. Chunky kitty. What do you want? This is Bucky. She's one of our cats. And she is so bossy. She's purring. Say hi to chat. No, she doesn't want to. What do you want? Hmm? What do you want? I mean, you act like you want attention, and then when I give it to you, you don't want it. No. What do you want? I'm busy. You have food. I don't see what the issue is. And the door's over there. Why are you yelling at me? Goober cat. Okay, she's... To clarify, she's not my cat. She's just one of the family cats. Ooh, and now there's dust everywhere. I think the problem with these is I put the hands... I put a little too much emphasis on the long fingers. So that it looks like the arm is literally extending. And that was not the vibe, honey. That is much better now. I'm so happy! Too bad my... too bad File Packet can't save as a transparent GIF. Like, I can save GIFs, but they're not transparent at all. It's always a white background. So if I made something, it'd be a solid brick with the emote in the middle. So it's just... Save that. get out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. And then we're going to go back to that. Back to sanity. Are we still alive? Yes, we are. Only barely. Alright, well that's that one. No. I don't know how I'm gonna do this one. I genuinely don't. Like, maybe... Maybe like that? No, it's because my hair is so asymmetrical. It's like, how the... I need to come up with a Gooberverse version of the cat of my Sona. So... Oh my god, just drawing the ears and eyes like this made me think of Mimikyu. Can you imagine Mimikyu with this little meme? Oh goodness, that'd be so cute. Because with my markings, I have like nose markings and under eye stuff. And I also have hair. I have stripes, so it's like... How would I do this? I might have to ixnay this one. Unless I do a big brain move and come up with a design that would work in this one. Because this one was slightly easier because I could still have clothes, hair, tail, and ears, even though the ears were a little bit harder to figure out. This one, it's specifically a little goober. Just a little blorber. And it specifically must be that square. So it's just... On the bright side, this one I could make in Fire Alpaca because it being the little square is perfect. I could render that one, but that one, caramel dancing? Come on. To be clear, my Sona is not based on any specific cat. Like, a lot of people would probably say lynx or a caracal, which was not the intended reference. I just added the ear tufts just to add interest to the silhouette. Because I had tried regular cat ears, and I didn't like how much they blended into my hair. So I added little tufts so that they stuck out a little bit more. And it'd be funny because then they have more emotive power. I have to be heading to go soon. That's fine. I'm probably going to end stream here pretty soon anyway, because I'm completely stuck on this one. And I'm not sure what to do. Oh my god, is that a bolt? cover that up. There we go. Going to miss me. Come on. I stream on Twitch as well. I plan to be streaming more often on Twitch, at least during the weekdays. YouTube is going to be very, like, hit or miss with the live streams, because I wanted to do it every Friday, but it's like, if I don't have content to stream on Fridays, what's the point? And then, I have ideas for videos coming up, like a whole video series, several different videos coming up, so, you know, live streams might be a little bit less frequent on YouTube, but hey, maybe videos will pick back up, and then Twitch will just be my regular streaming content, because even though I kind of finished the comic pages today, there are still some other pages that I need to update because I will be moving the comic from DeviantArt to Comic Fury. And they'll still be posted on both, but in order to add it to Comic Fury, and I was like, you know what? I could redo a few pages just to bring them up to the same level as the others. And there are some pages where I'm like, I can't stand looking at you anymore, I need to redo you. But then if I redo the one random page in between the other pages, and it's kind of like just an outlier, it's like, god dang it, and then I'll have to redo all the other pages to bring them up to speed, and then by the time I get caught up to where I usually am on the comic, then I'll improve, because you improve by doing, and so it's just I am just gonna figure something else out. Anyway, with that, we'll probably just end stream right now, because dinner is almost ready. And oh, well, hang on, we can't end stream yet. She's done. That's really good. I probably won't get it again because it just tastes like apple cider. But if I ever am just in the need, or like feel the need for just some apple flavored carbonated whatever, I at least know this is good. My favorite Monster flavor still to this day is Peachy Keen. Because, I mean, I just love peach flavored anything. I still like the regulars. I still, you know, the regular greens. I love the coffee flavors. Oh my god, the coffee flavors are so good. But I can't have them too often, though. Some of them make me sick. And I don't know why. Anyway. At least y'all had fun. Happy 400. Hopefully it's only up from here. And I will see y'all later.